Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Tyranny blind. Now, it very much seems to me like a lynching in the making, here with Left Claw being bound and those villagers shouting at him. So let's talk with them and learn what is it about. No mercy for murderers, death to the beast. Put him to the rope. Hung him by his hairy throat. We'll have our justice. What's happened? What's all of this excitement about? A group of our boys, with the help of some from the chorus, caught this beast just outside of town. They found him just like that, his fur all matted with the blood and gore from hunting down humans. Just look at his snout, it's all stained with his wretched dinner. The woman shudders and touches a grubby handkerchief to her mouth. She blots at her upper lip, pale-faced and swearing to the Archons. I wish he had choked on it. Never thought I would be happy to have the chorus around, but for once they did us right. Now all that is left is to see this brute killed. She sniffs and gives a curt nod. Of course, with the chorus gone, we will have to do it ourselves. Well, are you sure he's killed a human? Someone witnessed it or otherwise found proof? You're soft on the Beastman or something, Fatebinder? That's why you've got one following your heels? You'd rather side with them than with us humans, is it? Well, to be honest, not rather, but I fail to see a functional difference. Like, on a moral sense. Like, I consider Beastmen to be people, and I will give this guy the fairest trial that I can sort of master. If he is guilty, then by all means execute him, but it very much seems to me that it is highly possible they just assumed he killed them because they think the Beastmen are animals. That killer was found with blood all over his face and paws, right at our gates. Who else you think ate it? Who else you think he ate if it weren't one of us? That monster killed and ate a human. And you call yourself a steward of justice? Well, go on then, deliver this beast a well-deserved death. Well, for justice to be properly served, he deserves either a Fatebinder arbitration or a fair trial. That's so, Fatebinder. Why don't you go ask some of the others around then? See how many of us are interested in your thoughts of justice. She glowers, her hands bunching the fabric of her dress. He don't deserve to walk free, and you know it. By my authority as a Fatebinder of Tunon, I will act as an adjudicator in this situation, attempt to disrupt my duty to the court, and you will suffer the consequences. The woman pales and takes an unconscious step back. What will you do, Fatebinder? Do you mean to find him innocent? Well, I don't know. I intend to investigate this. With the lack of physical evidence, I will hear the people's testimony and judge the Beastman in accordance with Chaos's customs. So, can you answer my questions? Hang the mangy beast.
On it.
How could a single man slaughter such a large gang? Surely he must be an Archon. If I see another of those red-stained rutters, I'll push them off the cliff myself. Fatebinder, no doubt you carry the old Overlord's justice. I suppose we're free now, or as free as we can be. Okay, but I do want to ask about the Beastman, though. Can you tell me anything? You don't seem to be a part of this. Tunon's Fatebinder, yes? I hope you've come on a mission of peace.
Stop!
Fatebinder, Slayer of Choirmen, Keeper of Peace. He rushes towards you with his arms outstretched. As he grips you tightly around your waist, before realizing his intrusion, he quickly backs away and bats away some of the dust he left behind. So many different faces have come through this town, but how could I miss one who single-handedly slayed those gangsters? Seems every other day we got new scavengers or artifact hunters, or just completely odd folks coming through these parts. Almost unsettling if you ask me. His eyes linger on Kills in Shadow for a moment as he sniffs, his face taking a sour look. And if it isn't one type, it's another. He looks back at you and smiles again, although it doesn't quite reach his eyes. What is the other type? Stronger than the pathetic human type? She scratches her scarred, hairy teeth and grins to show grace on her fangs. Well, aren't you just pleased with yourself, beast, making a joke at a human's expense? You should stay on your toes, Grayson. You're letting a beast get the better of you. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes, you can answer all of my questions. What can you tell me about the captured Beastman? Ah, yes, that animal they caught outside the village. Can't wait for all of this unpleasantness to be dealt with. Covered in blood, lurking about, no doubt to hunt more settlers, mangled himself in a trap just outside the gates. Don't know why the chorus brought him in. Just wipe the beasts out or drive them away. That's what I say. Kills in Shadow snarls and gnashes her fangs. Left Claw would not kill humans, unless humans warranted killing. Well, what warrants killing humans, actually? If bad humans, if first attacked beastmen, if smell strange or smell good, if loud or annoying, if look meaty enough, lost or won't be missed. Okay, that's a crappy list of reasons. Like, it started promising enough, you know, if they are bad or if they attacked first. But apparently a good reason to kill a human is if they are loud and annoying, or if they look meaty enough. She grins, her tongue peeking between her front teeth. Stone Stalkers don't eat humans, but Kills in Shadow makes no similar promises. Really not helping our case here. I have to agree. You murdering beasts enjoy hunting humans. There's nothing deeper to it. You didn't actually see him kill anyone. Why are you so quick to assume he's guilty? An animal does what an animal does. If there is something to kill, they will kill it. It's simply the matter of nature. I hear rumors that you're judging the matter. If you're of a mind to set him free, best do it far from here. If we see him outside of town, we won't hesitate to kill him. Okay, answer the rest of my questions then. What do you know about the spires in the Stone Sea? Deep in the heart of the Beastman territory there is one. Those are dangerous parts. You best be watching your back out there. He nods solemnly before continuing. The other is surrounded by those rock worshippers where that colossus of stone finally collapsed. The Stone Colossus? Yeah, that giant of an Archon. He kept moaning and groaning as he made his way across the land, left destruction in his wake, and riled up the Beastman something fierce. I believe he fell near the Dawning Spire. He gives his head a scratch, pondering the situation. Some of the vendors in the town could tell you more. I know they've had some dealings with the scavengers from those areas. Tell me more about Halfsgate. Well, let's see. It used to be called Plainsgate until Cairn came traipsing through, and Fatebinder Callior cast the Edict of Stone on him, destroying thousands of lives in the process. He purses his lips. But you can't win a war without casualties. At least, that's what we're told. Even after, we kept getting hit hard by the earthquakes. We've lost a lot of people and possessions, but other areas were hit even harder during the edict. Guess you could say we were in the eye of the storm. No matter what happens, you have to keep a positive outlook because it could be far worse. Things can always be worse, Fatebinder. Tell me what you know of Cairn. What is there to say other than he has ruined our lives? We are beset with earthquakes, and we have lost so many friends because of him. After the destruction here, he headed out into the Stone Sea, and that's where he lies still. His body turned to stone, and the story is he's trapped. That's what is causing all those earthquakes. His ongoing death throes are tearing our land apart, but those damned disfavored won't let him die, so we're the ones stuck suffering. Do you know where I can find his body? I hear the place is called Howling Rock, but I'm not an adventurer. My entire life is here in the town, so I wouldn't even know where to begin regarding how to get there. Best I can offer is that you keep asking around town. Someone is bound to know more than I do. Once a fertile swath of farmland, Howling Rock, as the Stone Stalkers took to calling it, is now a precipitous stretch of craggy peaks and bluffs that roils with the cries of a slowly dying Archon. Has Cairn's passing affected the settlers of this town? Townsfolk have been taken to joining scavenger crews and heading into the Stone Sea to search for artifacts and other treasures. Problem is, the Stone Sea is full of dangers, and those scavengers put their lives in danger each time they leave. Is there anything I can do to help? There is indeed a way you can help. A scavenging mission went out a few days back, and they haven't been back since. The longer they are gone, the more sure I am they won't be coming back. I will look for the lost group. That's wonderful news. Thank you. He smiles and grabs your hand, shaking it vigorously. They were on their way to the Stone Down, but no one knows if they even arrived. The territory of Stone Down is a dangerous gorge, recently reclaimed by the Stone Stalkers, following the Edict of Stone's casting. And no Stone Down is Stone Stalkers' territory. It's dangerous for humans to venture into reclaimed tribe lands. Let's talk about something else. What are the Scarlet Chorus doing here, apart from dying and fertilizing the ground? In Halfsgate, not much now that you have slain them, but for the rest of the Stone Sea, all I can tell you is that they came in promising to help us with the Beastman and telling everyone they would take care of the earthquakes. I don't know if they were telling the truth or not, but I do know they've damn near swarmed the realm, claiming it for their Archon of Secrets, and if they can take those wild beasts out, I'm willing to give them all the help they want. Have you seen Disfavored? I have not seen any personally, but I heard that they have set up around Cairn's body at Howling Rock. No one in town wants them around. Everyone here blames them for the earthquakes. Okay. I will go around and ask about the Beastman. Glory Seeker's letters. That would be good for... I guess it would also be good for me. The increase in... how does it look? Pretty cool. The increase in recovery is pretty, minor, and the increase in armor and deflection is pretty significant, so it should help my survivability.
Will do.
You're the Fatebinder that everyone has been talking about. Is there something I can do for you? What do you do here in Halfsgate? A little bit of everything, really. I am decently handy with tools, and the buildings here are always in need of repairs. What can you tell me about those who defy Kairos in this realm? The Beastmen are the one who oppose Kairos in these parts. We're standing on the bones of Azure, but below that the ruins of the Beastmen ancestral territory. When the realm of Azure rose in power, they enslaved the hideous creatures and consigned them to lives of hard labor. Ever since Cairn fell and the edict devastated the land, the Beastmen have started to reclaim the Stone Sea. If you find yourself in their presence, tread with caution. The Beastmen are territorial and resort to violence with little provocation. Violence against humans is always justified, because always humans are provoking Beastwoman, are stabbing at Beastwoman with sharpened sticks or cutting words. She curls her elongated, wickedly curved claws as she rumbles her warning. Do not blame Beastwoman for lacking patience. Do humans not also swat at buzzing, biting, swarming flies? Perhaps wisely, he says nothing in reply to the incensed beast, shrinking in on himself and licking dry, chapped lips. However, he furrows you a glance, as if to say, "See?" before looking away. Why is there a beastman being held here? Back when the time was primarily a market for farmers, stone stalkers worked as the beast of burden. They did the hoeing and plowing mostly, and they learned not to complain. But then Cairn inflicted them with the full idea to take back the lands of their ancestors, and they've been nothing but raving and violent ever since. But not so long ago, that one here was dragged into the town by the group of settlers and the chorus. He was covered in blood, a wild thing. We have done our best to look the other way, but seems they won't be satisfied to leave us be. Now they are just hunting us, just beyond our own city's gates. You assumed the beastman guilt. How do you know he was hunting a human? He's a beastman, that's what they do. Humans kill humans, is what humans do. Even now, Kairos' packs hunt each other, while also hunting humans called Tearsmen to extinction. Yeah, that's a very good point. And to be honest, how dumb you must feel being schooled by a beastman. To him they are animals and one of them just schooled him. But to me they are people, and I am definitely more on their side, sort of by default, because they are being prejudiced against and they've been kept in slavery, which I find slavery abhorrent. It immediately makes me more predisposed to side with them, even though I realize they are savage and very dangerous, but it's not like they haven't had a cause to be angry at the humans. I prefer to keep my nose out of these things, but if you feel certain enough about the beastman's innocence, you might consider doing something about it. Yeah, I do consider doing something about it, actually.
Can't do that.
What about you? So Fatebinder of Tunon comes to Halfsgate, and his first course of action is to turn the Scarlet Chorus into a red smear. You won't see me mourning their loss, but you might want to rinse the blood from your tunic before setting off, lest you snag some unwanted attention. She studies you, hesitantly yet clearly intrigued. Oh, isn't she my Earthshaker contact? Because this is like a code word. What kind of attention should I be worried about attracting? She looks you up and down, weighing her words. There are more chorus crawling the stone sea than weevils, and they won't like what you've done to their brethren, not to mention the beasts are enticed by the stench of slaughter. Blood and carrion smell good, taste better on the tongue. Human is right. Beastwoman likes when Alpha wears bits of gore and bones. And thus my point is proven. She tips her head to you knowingly. Who are you? No one, I am but a settler trying to make a living in the tatters of my hometown. Her answer is flat as she glances past you. Careful where you step. The quakes and crags take more lives than Kairos' armies in those days. I would sell my left arm for some sable-root wine. She gives you an odd look, silent for a stretch as she gouges you. Gouge? Is that the word? Like, it's a word for appraisal, right? But is it gouge? Or gauge? No, it's gauge, right? Because gouge is like for gouging out eyeballs. Finally, she discreetly responds, "Sorry, I shared the last of mine with the beasts." Her murky brown eyes dart about, checking in if it's safe to speak. Her voice is little more than a hiss between clenched teeth. As she asks, "Where did you learn that phrase?" Well, if you're worried if it was from Zdenia's dying lips, I can assure you it's not the case. I worry not whether this information was unwillingly divulged. Zdenia is as tough as iron she melts. She crafts a smile, expression grim but determined. I had heard the rumblings that a Fatebinder freed the Forgebound of Letian's Crossing. Can I surmise you've come to do the same for us? If that's the case, we have much to discuss and more to do. How do you know the Forgebound Master? We shared a wet nurse, and our first swain, come to think of it. Beastwomen too share mates sometimes, rat with the strongest males to make best brood. Okay, I didn't know that word, but apparently it means mate. Swain? I have to look it up, like the exact sort of etymology. Like, I literally never heard it in my life. Is there anything I should know about the Earthshakers that would aid me in gaining the guild's allegiance? Half of us are northerners, trained by Cairn himself in the mountains of Tortalus, or so they claim. The rest of us were absorbed from the Tears. Asha would have seen us killed under Kairos' law, but Cairn saved us. He took us into his guild quietly one by one, whenever he crossed any of our paths. I hate to see what has become of him, but there is nothing we can do to save him. If it's not the chorus that gets him, the edict will in time. So much power brought down in such an ignoble way, I know if it were my fate, I would rather die on my terms rather than be held prisoner by the chorus. She sniffs, her eyes scanning the distance. Anyway, our elder is an iron guard, sworn first and foremost to Ashe, but he is Cairn's right hand long before that. He knows about us, the Tearsmen in the guild, but hasn't let it slip insofar as I can tell. Take what that means, as you will. Who should I approach in regards to gaining the allegiance of Earthshakers? Radix's Iron Core is the inheritor of the guilds in Cairn's stead. He's our master now, though he has been absent these parts several spans, leaving us to fend for ourselves in order to answer his general's beck and call. Ashe distrusts us now and keeps Radix on a short leash, but whether Radix chaffs at the collar or is wholly loyal dog remains yet to be seen. Lucky for you, I've been informed of Radix's return. As we speak, he should be advancing on the compound at Howling Rock, accompanied by his brother Sedis and his favorite lieutenant. Makes you wonder about the escort. Is Radix under Sedis' protection or watch? I hope for all our sakes it's the former. She sighs. If you're to reach Howling Rock before the span's end, you will need to pass through the depths of the Beast Den in the Stone Down. The Beast tribe living in Stone Down, you mean the Stone Stalkers? That's right. Though they are feral, they are kindred creatures of sort. They followed Cairn before his fall, after all. Their leader goes by the name 100 Blood. If you speak with her, she may permit you through Howling Rock. But who are you really? Truth be told, I am a Heavenite. Never would I have thought I would end up in Azure fighting for the disfavored, but here I am now, an Earthshaker sworn and trained. My name is Isadora. How did a Tearsman become an Earthshaker? I tell the disfavored who ask that nearly a decade ago, long before the war had begun, I traveled to the north to train under the Archon of Stone. Some of us really did, and were reassigned back to our home realms when the guild was enlisted under the banner of Ashe. You go whichever direction the wind blows, but you are neither a patriot nor committed to our cause. Barik shakes his head with a laborious screech of iron. Well, she might not live up to your expectations, Barik, but we need her all the same. Were times less desperate, Ashe would no doubt hold his units to a higher standard, and that includes the Earthshakers. He grunts. At least you respect my misgivings, whether or not you heed by them. I see that your ironclad friend there is determined to find fault in my heritage, if not my activities. That is to be expected, I suppose. It wasn't until the Bronze Brotherhood gave Letian's crossing to the Chorus that I fled for Azure, seeking the safety of Cairn's guild. But you're not an apprentice, are you? How did you rise so quickly through the ranks of the guild? Well, I always was a natural. She grins, the first easy expression she has revealed since meeting you. You'll find that I'm quite different from Radix and the others. I might not be classically trained, but I excel at tapping the untamed like Cairn. What do you mean? She shrugs. That's just my perception, but I would say Radix has mastered a set of rules for forging spells specific to the guild's style. He bends the earth to his will, whereas the earth asks me how to move it, and I simply comply. What are you doing in Halfsgate? Should the Chorus find an assault our compound, not only would they kill Cairn, but they would also annihilate the whole of us. We are trained for combat, and we've fortified the terrain to the best we can, but we're not soldiers. We're scholars and mages, and in some cases, victims of circumstance. She sighs, burdened by the weight of the situation. Someone needed to spy on the Chorus, someone who wouldn't so easily break if caught. I'll be on my way. Thank you for your help. I'll await you at Howling Rock. I have need to avoid Stone Dawn, so I will be traveling the mountain paths, the way only an Earthshaker can. Be careful, Fatebinder. She bows briefly in farewell. I hope to see you again.
Look there. Do you see that?
Okay, I don't particularly want to steal from him. However, what's this? A scroll sits here, glowing with mystical energy. Read it. Okay, reading it is not stealing, so sure. Fatebinder of Tunon. Mercy, please mercy. Kill me and my torment. I'm begging you. He dry wretches, quivering and covered in blood. What? Before I am going to order your death, I would need to hear what crimes you've committed to warrant it. He starts to nod, but it turns to a halted cringe. How's this for you? I killed an entire village. Men, women and children crushed with a snap of my staff, because I had to know if I could do it. I slaughtered them in a landslide and listened to their screams. He grimaces with a smile at the memory despite the pain. You have no idea how exhilarating it felt. He eyes you discerningly, or maybe you do. Okay, this man clearly is a psychopath, because he said he did it just because he wanted to know if he could. So if you're standing at a mountainside above a village and you're trying to test if you can cause a landslide that would crush it, you have to agree with the possibility that you can, and therefore all those people will die. So he's clearly a psycho. I would like to know more about his reasoning, but seeing how I can just release him, or torture him, or kill him. I think I am going to kill him because first, he asked for it. Literally, like in plain words, verbatim, he said, "Kill me." He said that twice. He said that twice actually. He said, "Kill me and end my torment." So, and clearly he's dangerous. Like, it's a bit of a weird, stilted kind of interaction, because I would welcome some way to question him more. Why did he do it? Does he regret it? Maybe he can do anything to, like, fix it or whatever. But there isn't a line of questioning. I can just let him go, tell him he has done nothing wrong, which I disagree with, torture him, or kill him. I guess I am going to kill him. I'll see to it that you're granted a swift and just end. A just end? He grunts, nearly breathless from the pain. As long as it comes quickly, I no longer care. Hurry and send for my executioners. Is there a way we can prolong his suffering, Fatebinder? Death is too good for him. Well, that surprised me that you say that.
On it.
Because, to be honest, that's kind of cruel, isn't it? To say something like that. Warm regards, how do you do? I haven't seen many folks the likes of you around here. Then again, most the folks I've been bumping around lately are the Scarlet Chorus. They are not the likes of anything but rotten. Anything I can do for a nice gentleman like you? What can you tell me about the Scarlet Chorus's presence? Only that they've been mucking about, stirring trouble for weeks, trying to conscript the lot of us. I'm glad you rid us of them. Us gentle folks don't like their methods. Granted, some prefer the company of the chorus to the disfavored, and I don't blame them, but if all the chorus wanted was to save the land, as they proclaimed, I would be happy to aid them too, but with the way they were seeking to swell their ranks, I think there's another agenda in the Stone Sea. And what would that be? Everyone knows there are Earthshakers camped at Howling Rock. Whatever they are tinkering with there, the Scarlet Chorus wants to stop it, or maybe they just want to cause bloodshed. Either way, they need bodies for an attack, wouldn't they? Tell me about the disfavored operations at Howling Rock. A group of disfavored entrenched themselves not so long ago. Damn Earthshakers won't leave no matter what we tried. She sniffs primly, indignant at the remembrance. Whatever they are trying to do to that rambling Archon, it's making the earthquakes worse. We'd be happy to get rid of them, if only to calm the land. I want to help around town. What can I do? Stopping the quakes would be a blessing, that's for sure. Don't guess you've got any thoughts on how to do it, do you? The Scarlet Chorus claimed to have a plan before you killed them. Catching herself, she coughs uncontrollably before dabbling to the corner of her mouth with a tattered rag. Now, I didn't mean anything by that, Master Fatebinder. Even if you hadn't come along, I wouldn't trust much in a chorus promise. Surely, there are others out in the Stone Sea, but who knows what they are capable of, if anything. What are your thoughts on the captured Beastman? Would you find him guilty? You bet your britches I would. The beast is as guilty as they come. Look, his fur is still matted in the blood of his victims. The settlers he went missing... the settlers what went missing 2 weeks ago, no doubt. He reeks of it, the lives he stole. Some folks believe that we should consider his side, but there ain't no point to it, mister. Even if he ain't the one who did it, those beasts are a threat to our survival. I'd tie the noose myself, were the time come. Well, first of all, didn't those settlers disappear while scavenging in the plains? Any number of things could have happened to them in such a dangerous landscape. You think they fell or starved? No, the proof don't lie. They got ripped apart by a Beastman, didn't they? I mean, that is, you don't really think he's innocent, do you? I don't like the thought of letting him go, but I certainly won't be the one to oppose your authority. You'll see that justice is served, I'm sure of it.
Sorry, I can't.
Greetings, Fatebinder. She takes a deep bow. You've done us all a great service by getting the Scarlet Chorus off of our backs. In exchange, I got a special prize for all of my wares. What can you tell me about the spires? I imagine you have dealings with travelers from these areas. Can't say I know much about the spires themselves. They've always been there, towering, never doing much else of anything aside from casting shadows. I do, however, come across some interesting items from around those parts, time and again. Just last Judge's Day, a fellow sold me a charcoal rubbing that was taken in from inside one of the spires, or so he claimed. Haven't seen him since. He said he was heading to Stone Dawn. I can't really ask him questions about it, unfortunately, but it might be worth having to look at. Okay, show me what you have then. Sigil of Vigor. Okay, that's pretty cheap. Strange charcoal rubbing. A portion of an unknown sigil has been recorded onto the scroll. The charcoal imprint is rough and incomplete, leaving the full design a mystery for now. Okay, I'll buy that as well. The parchment contains a partial charcoal rubbing of a rune, though the shape is incomplete. The curved lines are unusual and don't resemble any known sigils. It will be necessary to obtain the complete shape before you can discern its purpose. It might be a key to the old walls? The table is supported by a few flimsy planks of wood. It is a surprise it's still upright, given all the tremors in the area.
I got it.
You don't think the voices would retaliate, do you? Yeah, I kind of think he would. He doesn't strike me as a merciful type. Okay, I think I've talked with everyone. Well, apart from him, I guess. The Beastman lies bound and unable to move. As you approach, you take a good look at the area where the townspeople have chained the Beastman, brutally on display like some kind of a public attraction. He watches his tormentors, visibly exhausted and weary, battered and bloody and stinking of urine and old meat. This is how I would see the miserable creatures, humbled and instructed in their place. To offer them anything more invites anarchy. Ironclad whines too often about Beastwoman. Hush, pray. Now is not the time to provoke kills in shadow. Yeah, she has a point. Shut it, Barry. Good. I'm pleased that Alpha to kills in shadow has chosen the side of Beastwoman. Will not stop hunt when the time has come. Well, to be honest, that's pushing it too far. I would stop her if she tried to kill Barrick. I just think he's being dumb with all of his prejudice. The Beastman snarls and snaps at you, drooling tiredly as he strains against his bonds. His eyes are wide with fear, but his limbs droop tiredly and his whole body trembles. Back away or lose life and limb. Left claw still has killing teeth. Still can maim, human. Hush and lie still. Do not snarl at Alpha. Kills in shadow has come to help. The Beastman cries and jerks, relief flooding him at the sight of his pack leader. Kills in shadow, he yelps. Left claw has hoped Pack Alpha would come. Please help me. The Beastwoman growls a deep rumbled warning. Has Beastwoman forgotten how to listen? Or rather Beastman. He's a male after all. When to obey, said to be quiet, stop useless whimpering. Kills in shadow is no longer Alpha of Pack. She glances to you, obviously worried about the captive Beastman, despite her ruthless show of bravado. Beastwoman follows Fatebinder now, but Fatebinder will help Leftclaw, as promised for kills in shadow. Well, calm down and tell me what happened. Humans claim Beastman killed settlers, but Beastman only hunted brown boar. Stonestalkers don't eat meat from humans. Tell settlers. He growls, angry and afraid. Leftclaw is a good hunter, tracked boar for tribe, but got bit by iron maw near the bridge to human den. Bled and bled, thought would have to rip through leg. Then sun woke and humans came, howling threats. Call me curious, but why are you named Left Claw? Left Claw is Best Claw. Brood sisters and brood brothers use right claw most when hunting, but Beastman learned Left Claw is faster, Left Claw is stronger. Okay, so he's just left-handed. Well, the settlers are convinced, but I'm willing to consider all sides in this matter. The Beastman's eyes dart between you and the crowd. Yes, Left Claw speaks true. Perhaps human will free Beastman? What fate has human decided? Before I make my decision, I would like to hear more evidence on the matter. Proof? Proof of Beastman's mistake, of Beastman's shame, of being caught like prey? Leftclaw cannot show boar carcass to human. Rot-smelling chorus pack burned the carcass to earthblood and ash. But human can see where the trap gnawed into Leftclaw's ankle, see? Can see how the Beastman was tricked. He's a beast, and he was caught coated in blood. What more evidence of guilt do you need? And besides, it was the chorus that dragged him in. They saw his guilt firsthand. Well, to be honest, first of all, they are all dead. And second of all, that is all hearsay. Like, no one has any actual proof. I guess there is blood, but it might very well be his blood. He's wounded. And where are like the bits and pieces of the bodies? Like, I guess they are claiming that he ate them whole. That is not in line with what I've been told about the Beastmen, because sure, they eat the dead, but they seem to leave the bones. Because that was brought up in Jaspos's quest back in the wound. Yeah, like, I'm not convinced he has done that. And none of them have provided any good reason. They are all just, oh, he's a Beastman, therefore must be guilty. How many villagers have disappeared within the last span? Were any bones found from the bodies? Who doesn't disappear these days? We've lost so many, I can scarcely keep count. Scavengers set for the valley but never return. Even the skilled ones, like Drakod, have surely been eaten. Well, to be honest, all you have is hearsay on either side. They don't like it. Oh, wow, they hate me pretty hard. She pales and stumbles backward, but a body in the raucous crowd behind her jostles her forward. What do you mean to say, Fatebinder? Of course, you're the authority on the matter. With Lord Tunon's power, you can see the truth of things, even hidden ones. I know, I've heard the northern stories. Alpha will support Bolverk's wishes. She growls menacingly at the crowd. Will help Beastwoman and Beastmen to survive. The Beastman's broad chest heaves as his fear retches up, and he pants rapidly, struggling to breathe. What will humans do with Left Claw? Either free Beastmen or end Beastman's suffering. Yeah, they have no actual proof. Like, have you heard of such a novel legal concept as the presumption of innocence? Because let me introduce you to that. I have no sympathy for bigots. You're free to go, and if the crowd bothers you, they can deal with me. Really, it's true. He whimpers and quivers with gratitude, eyes darting in search of the easiest escape route. Left Claw won't forget help from human. Come to the tribe's den in the Stone Dawn. Left Claw will tell 100 Blood how human saved Beastmen. Stonestalkers will know of human. Perhaps we were wrong to clamor for the beast's blood. Just get the mongrel out of my sight.
I got it.
What about you, Kills in Shadow? Are you satisfied with this?
Alpha smells good. Makes Beastwoman want to hunt. Kill. Fatebinder wants Beastwoman?
Happy that I rescued Left Claw?
Yep. Fatebinder is good Alpha to Kills in Shadow. Listens to Beastwomen's demands like all males should. Must like Beastwoman to fight for former packwhelp.
She chuffs and shakes her head. She pants and scratches the back of her mane, hunching forward closer to you, her breath puffing hot against your neck. Her dark pink tongue lolls, dripping drool on your shoulder as she grins.
Beastwoman too likes Fatebinder.
Oh, so she has licked me as a sign of affection. Have any good hunts lately?
Good, yep. And many more than 5.
The Beastwoman flexes and curls her claws in the air, the pitch blackness of them suddenly striking, a stark reminder of their power and ability to kill.
Went to prowl length of old walls during dark of nightfall. Killed many Bane, but could not kill all. Bane are strong, tough hunt even for beast women. Had to run, flee.
Okay, I have quite a lot of loyalty, so maybe now you would tell me about your tribe.
Am best hunter, am last of tribe. What else does Alpha to Kills and Shadow long to know?
I'd like to know more about your tribe.
Brood sister, Creeping Death, was prima of Shadow Hunter tribe. Kills and Shadow was Bulwark. Second was tough, ruthless, best enforcer. Rutted when wanted, ate when wanted, raised many whelps. Missed seasons before hunger, before death, before humans hunted tribe.
You were bulwark of your tribe, but you're strong enough to be a prima. Yet, to be honest, that surprises me. She wasn't the head of the tribe.
Fatebinder thought Kills and Shadow was prima? Could have been. Was stronger. Could have taken by blood. Old Prima was a mystic elder of tribe. Had grown weak with many seasons. Slaughtered first, then helped Creeping Death kill Old Prima's brood, every son and daughter. Liked Old Prima, but liked Creeping Death better.
Where did your tribe range? She snorts and glances to one side, red eyes distant.
Haven lands. Better than hard-jutting earth stone stalkers roam. Tribe had carved large territory. Lowlands with cold rushing rivers. Green trees that sliced at sky. Cast darkest shadows. Was good for hunting.
She sniffs and sighs.
Was before Cairo's tribe challenged beast women for lands.
Your tribe perished.
Were hunted, slain by disfavored, like dark dreams Kills and Shadow could not awake from. As much howling, gnashing blood, most from humans, some from kith.
The beast woman crouches low, refusing to look at you. She grinds her claws into dirt, scarring her pain into the ground.
Should not have been. When fell to last breath of death, even best predators do not rise again. But disfavored fought, beat death, beat beast women.
She looks up at you, and a wild, violent anger gleaming in her eyes like unshed tears.
Disfavored hunted tribe for slaves. But shadow hunters are not slaves, not weak, not prey. Would not be tamed, would not yield. Fought to death. Tribe was strong. Best tribe.
Yeah, you must hate the disfavored.
Scorpions sting. Vipers bite. Beast women do not fault predators. Kills and Shadow does not hate disfavored, but will slaughter, rip-rend. Will kill extinct.
She sniffs at you, eyes dark with challenge.
Can wait until Kills and Shadow no longer follows Fatebinder, but will hunt every and all disfavored in season soon.
If you truly think you could hunt our 10,000 to extinction, it would please even me to watch you try.
Then, open eyes wide, ironclad. Watch as Kills and Shadow rip Mangle's body after body, starting with disfavored and own pack.
She snarls viciously and licks her rough purple tongue over her fangs. Why is your tribe named the Shadow Hunters? The beast woman settles you with a disparaging look and proceeds to pick lies from her mane, as if trifled by the question. Yeah, it is a pretty stupid question. It is rather self-explanatory.
Shadow Hunters are beast women born from darkness.
Tell me more about your tribe's history.
Some tribes grew strong from earth, sky, or ocean. Shadow Hunter tribe thrived in darkness. Was born from darkness, hunted in darkness, bred and died in darkness.
The beast woman flexes and curls her claws, the pitch blackness of them suddenly striking, a stark reminder of their power and their ability to kill.
Ancestors of beast women were weak, hairless prey like humans. But mystics learn strength from earth blood, from sky touch, ocean swells. Grew rending fangs and killing claws, crawled, crouched in shadows, changed to predators.
Okay, this is very interesting, because that seems to imply that at least, I'm not sure how well I can believe that, it seems to be like a creation myth, but it seems to imply that the Beastmen were once humans, and they were transformed into Beastmen. This seems to imply that they are not a naturally occurring species, because she says they were once weak, hairless, like humans. So, okay, I guess it doesn't imply they were necessarily human, because then she would just say that. She wouldn't say like human, but hairless prey? Like, they were something different and then grew into the beastmen that roam the lands today.
Yap more now, or yip more later?
I have some questions about my companions, because they were also gated behind loyalty.
Lead conversation. Fatebinder has good musk. It's good to ask Beastwoman for advice. Are brazen, callow, are not as savage, fast, keen as Beastwoman, but are not weak. Fatebinder whelped good, tough pack.
What are your thoughts on Lantry?
Old. Many seasons. Should be weaker. Beastwoman does not like smell. Reeks of cold ink and lies. Is mystic.
What about Sirin?
Incessant morning lark. Ceaseless chitterer.
The Beastwoman chuffs and rubs her ears.
If you think my voice is annoying now, animal, I could sing you a song you'll never stop hearing. Or just sing the last song you'll ever hear.
Nope, nope. Do not want to hear.
She grins and pants happily, tongue lolling from between her fangs.
Lead conversation.
Okay, but where is that woman that clamored for me to kill the beast?
Can't do that.
A home lies flattened by the quake that shattered Halfsgate. The majority of the structures
Can't do that.
Have stood no chance against the strength of the tremors. Because I wanted to ask her, you know, how butthurt she is about my ruling. But I guess she's gone. No, I might actually click through those. The destroyed and half-buried buildings embedded in this gorge are the last remnants of one of Azure's former cities. It has since been taken over by the Stonestalkers, a tribe of beastmen that aggressively guard their territory. Stone Gorge connects to one of the traversable routes leading north, making it a vital connection point in the Stone Sea. Hours ago, two weary travelers assured you shelter and water awaited you at the trading outpost nestled within the remnants of an old Azurian city, just a few leagues away. Now standing at the edge of a cracked earthen pillar, you can confirm your hopes were dashed. The old ruins have been relocated into the depths of a massive chasm. Some of the city remains visible, smashed against the steep escarpment directly beneath the cliff's edge. As your eyes trace the rubble trailing down the slope, you spy the telltale swirls of blue and white paint along the intact wall. markers used to indicate granaries, armories and vaults. Though largely intact, the structure is precariously placed and bits of rubble constantly tumble down the side. Safety issues aside, it might be worth a look. Search the area. The rocky slope leading into the vault is perilously steep. Losing your footing could mean a painful tumble to the unseen bottom, a fate few would likely survive. Rocks, roots and rubble line the way down and may be strong enough to support your weight. Nearby, the remnants of a wooden rope bridge dangle over the edge, still tied to a single wooden anchor along the cliff's edge. Use the remaining rope to rappel down the escarpment. It uses lore. I have a lot of lore, so within a few minutes you are able to pull up the entirety of the fallen bridge. You carefully separate the wooden boards from the thick strands and coil the freed rope around the nearby tree. With the end of the line firmly tied around your waist, you slowly lower yourself down the slope, resting your feet upon any protruding stone, roots or rubble that you can find. The descent is quick, and within moments you find yourself leaning against the rear wall of an Azurian vault. Its thick walls conveniently smashed wide open, rings and other valuable spilled upon the dusty slope like desert jetsam. You quickly scoop as many of the items as you can find, filling your pouches and rucksack. As you step closer to the vault, you feel the ground beneath you wobble. The earth belches out a deep rumble, and the dirt around your feet rapidly begins to disintegrate, like sand energetically spiraling down the slope. The vault jerks suddenly, angling itself towards the gap's base before sliding downward with shifting dirt. Your rope continues to hold, allowing you to carefully raise yourself as your feet occasionally make contact with the receding slope. You pull yourself over the edge, heart racing but are unharmed. Beneath you, the vault has completely vanished from view, yet another unclaimed treasure of the Stone Sea. You take a moment before reassuming your journey around the chasm's edge, content to leave the vault to others, more foolhardy travelers. Okay, but this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save here and end it for now. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!